Good morning mtazamaji wa Mizpah TV na karibu kwenye kipindi ukipendacho cha Nuru ya asubuhi. Leo ikiwa ni siku ya Jumatatu, tuko kwenye awamu ya uchambuzi wa magazeti ukipenda sana the current affairs. Nikitumai ya kwamba mtazamaji uko salama. Umekuwa na weekend njema. Matukio hapa na pale, siasa, na mambo mengi, lakini najua umeamuka salama na tayari kuiface the day. Most of people we believe, sijui kwa nini venye ilikuja kemodho sijui, but tunaamini Monday is the beginning of the week. Ingawaje kwa Kiswahili ama sisi wa Swahili tunajua mwanzo wa wiki ni Jumamosi. Lakini sasa kwa sababu ya hii maneno mingi watu wanaamini Jumatatu ndio mwanzo wa wiki.
Okay.
Now that is why we wake up in the morning and I urge people, when you wake up in the morning, usijali hata kama ni Jumamosi ama ni Jumatatu, whatever. Ile siku yenye weekend yako, wiki yako inaanza, Mungu akiwa binguni, I think hayuko interested sana na which is which. Yako interested na wewe unajua ni wapi. Hapo penye ulijulishwa ni wapi. I think hiyo yuko kwa Bible ati itakuletea shida ukiamini Monday ni ndio the beginning of the week ama. I don't think it is somewhere in the Bible yenye imekatazana na hii kitu. But anyway, maybe it is there because of Sabbath.
Yeah.
Ku respect the Sabbath day. Yes. Anyway, but we believe Monday is the beginning of the week. Sisi watu wenye ufanya kazi, unaamuka mapema, amurisha baraka zako zikuje.
Yes.
In fact, si uzipembeleze, uziamurishe ziteremuke. Because God has given you power. Kwa tangi yako, ulimu wako uko na power ya kutangaza ya kwamba hii wiki mimi ni mshindi. Hii wiki mimi ninaweza. Instead of kila wakati kujikondem, mashida Mungu, we ambia Mungu, this week I'm defeating those problems. Hii wiki ni wiki ya kushinda madeni. Hii ni wiki ya kushinda magonjwa. Hii ni wiki ya kushinda shida za school fees. Hii ni wiki bwana ya kushinda hata hiyo marriage yako yenye inashinda kila wakati mnapigiana makelele hapo. Hii ni wiki ya kushinda. God, I dare tell you, Mungu wetu wazee ni wa jana, leo na kesho. Kwa hivyo kuna Mungu leo
kabisa.
You know, it also requires you to believe. Mambo itakuwa sawa
kabisa.
Personally I believe and I trust in God that whatever inakani kama itanibabaisha, I've already defeated that. And if I defeat it, glory and honor zitakuwa ni za Mungu. Amen. Na hata nisipozishinda bado glory and honor itabaki kuwa ya Mungu. I'm alive.
Yes.
I still have tomorrow. Na Mungu ananijalia. Good morning my brother Kimodho.
Good morning to Jose.
Yes.
Ninaona umeamka na a lot of energy.
Yes.
Ninaona that is Mother's Day jana ilikuwa mzuri.
Yes.
Umeamka na a lot of energy.
Yes.
So we still celebrate that is our mothers.
Yes.
Tunashukuru sana kwa sababu ya ile nyadhifa.
Yeah.
Kwa sababu they carry a human being inside them. So yesterday ilikuwa ni siku yao na tunafurahia sana, na pia hata kama inatoka belated kama kwa sababu ya wale ni kizungu, wacha tutuambie pia bado happy Mother's Day kila siku kwa sababu ya ile mambo ambayo wanafanya na kushikilia jamii. Na
ulipotaja happy Mother's Day nikakumbuka, unajua hata wewe umeshaona hata wachungaji wengine bado kama yeye akona kama tuseme kama mchungaji Apostle Nganga. Apostle Nganga ule wa Neno Evangelist. Huyo mtu ukimwangalia ukomanda wake akona ujela bado. Unajua kwenye umekaa ndiko maneno inatoka. Sasa hata mimi niko na kutu fulani niko na kitu fulani kajawahi kunitoka. Kwanza nikiwa primary, si history, katabia. Kwanza nikiwa primary nini. Sasa jana niliamua kufanya hiyo kitu. Na nikaamua sasa wanaume nikikutana na mwanamume na mke wake na nilianzia hapa kanisani. Nikikutana na mwanaume na mke wake na hakikisha nimeharibu boma. Wakiharibu waharibike, lakini sasa siharibu kwa ubaya. Sasa nilikuwa nakuta mwanaume iko rafiki yangu anaitwa Mafesha. Nikakuta mke wake wakiwa naye kwa duka. Nikamwambia, kwani bado mko hapa? Aje, na si Mafesha tuko group moja na ndiye alishinda pesa. Na tukasema akubaie kiatu. Leo ni Mother's Day. Kiatu na kibeti. Yesu wetu tuliwabaia, lakini ni kiatu peke yake. Yako ilikuwa kiatu na kibeti na upelekwe dina. Yaani bado uko so ninaenda ninachoma acha kukiwaka moto. but I did it to my friends. Wale wenye wananijua and it was somehow I did it to like including Steve, you know Steve, huyu wa church yetu. Hata Steve lakini nilirudi nikapiga simu nyumbani baada ya kuwasha moto kidogo.
But the good thing na nyona kujua kasisi because you have always done it for me. Siku moja tumepatana center, so we understand it, but it's a good thing.
Yes.
It does motivation
and
ina energize watu
kabisa.
Yes.
So karibu sana mtazamaji, na we are happy today and we are ready to face the week. Na tuko hapa ili tuweze kusukuma gurudumu hili pamoja. We are always grateful that you choose Mizpah TV kila wakati asubuhi. Unajua hapa ni kwa Mizpah TV. So kama umeweka chai yako pale sebuleni, keti chini alafu tusukumane hizi dakika chache tusome gazeti na tuendelee pale mbele. Lakini kabla hatujaanza kipindi, kuna mambo ambayo sisi humuomba Mwenyezi Mungu kutujalia. Ya kwamba atupe kichwa kenye ubongo wa hekima, mdomo wenye maneno ya ufasaha na hata kifua chenye moyo wa ujasiri. Atujalie uweledi, ukwasi na hata umahiri wa lugha. Na kwako wewe mtazamaji, twakuombea Mungu akusaidie kusafiri safari ya kujisaka na hata kujitafuta, na ili ujue asili yako, ugundue ya kwamba wewe ni wewe halisi, mbali sio ganda la mua wa jana. Mwenyezi Mungu akushibishe na imani, akupe utajiri wa subira na hata akuondolee kiburi cha dunia. Tuandamane na wewe hadi tamati na ili uweze kumakinika. Wacha tupate the verse of the day. Lakini our focus this week is God's timing. Our focus this week, it's God timing. And the Bible says in the book of 2 Peter 3:8, the Bible says, but do not overlook this one fact, beloved, that with the Lord, one day is 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is as one day.
Yeah.
You know, that is how God sees maneno. That do not overlook this one fact, beloved, that with the Lord one day is as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years as one day. Now nataka uangalie ni same tu na kuchambua kitu kama pesa. You see, 1 billion it's a million thousand. It's a million. Oh, it's 1,000 million. 1,000 million.
Yes.
Now, for you to gain, ama wewe kupata, nataka ndio wilete ikue vice versa. For you, ama wewe kupata 1 million, lazima, ama kuspend 1 billion, you can spend 1,000,000 shillings for 1,000 days. For if you have 1 billion, unaweza spend 1,000,000 shillings every day for 1,000 days. Yani unaamka asubuhi, unatumia 1 million, ikibaki unatupa, unarudi kwa nyumba bila. Kesho unaamka na 1 million, una spend, ikiisha, isipoishia na huko nje unatupa, unakuja unachukua ingine, ubaka uende 1,000 days. What is that 1,000 days? 1,000 days, mwaka moja iko na 365 days. So uko na 2 years and something. 2.5 years, kitu kama hivyo. Something 2.5 years, kila siku unaamka asubuhi kuanzia Januari tarehe 1, unaenda unatumia 1 million, uende for 2.5 years. Ndio 1 billion iishe. Okay, hiyo najua kuna watu wamelan kitu leo hawakuwa wanaelewa. Lakini bado ndio ugain 1 billion, ndio saa nyingine unasikia watu wakitaja wako na billion unashtuka. Ndio upate 1 billion, uko supposed for 2.5 years, ukifanya kazi kila siku, una save 1 million kila siku. For you to get 1 billion. So kwa miaka 3 ama miaka 2.5 uwe ukiweka 1 million a day ndio uweze kupata. Same case applies to God. Vile Mungu anaweza kutazama siku yake moja ni kama 1,000 kwako, yani ile kitu yenye anaona we 1,000 years zenye unaona 1,000 years, zile zenye unaona 1,000 years kwa Mungu ni siku moja hivi tu. Lakini ni 1,000 years. The same bado kwa hizo 1,000 years anaweza ziconvert kwa siku moja. What does this verse try to tell us? That God, hiyo kitu unaona ikiwa giant, ama unaona ati imekawia, God's timing, yeye anajua ni wakati gani atakufanyia kitu fulani. So wendi utaona imekaa, lakini hebu niambie hata, yani that means hata Mungu hizi miaka yetu yenye mimi miaka yangu yenye nitaishi hapa duniani kwake sasa kama ile ni siku moja na yangu hata haijafikisha, you know, are you trying to understand? Yani kwake ni ka second with a blink of an eye, simu moja tu hivi tu Mungu amebadilisha maisha yako yote. So don't worry. Na lakini wewe unaona imekawia, wewe ndio umekawia, yeye atafanya siku moja tu na mambo ibadilike. Siku moja tu. Kwa gazeti hapa tukichambua magazeti, kuna mali nimeona mama ametokea kwa gazeti na ni shosho. Siku moja tu akirusha kura, siku moja tu mama ametrend, amekuwa kwa gazeti. That is how God works. Utaweza pata mtoto mdogo amepatana na hiyo trend kubwa sana. We have seen young children wakiwa celebrities. Favor inamkuta tu. Mimi my friend Kimotho saa nyingine nakaga hivi mpaka naambia Mungu, kwani kulienda aje? How did it go? Manzeni nachapa kitu hapa inafaa ni trend. Si trend. Lakini kuna mtu mwenye anapiga kitu ana trend. I came to learn God's time is the best. So i trend ama ikose kutrend. Manzeni nachapa mpaka mapoem. Nina quote mpaka akina Mwangi wa Equity na mchapia hizo mapoem. Manze I trend. Haifanyi anything. But one day God knows where uko supposed kufanya nini kutoke, and he also knows where uko supposed kuwakaje kwa hii maisha. Have we seen musician wenye hawaendagi juu na hawatoki chini but hawaishi? That is what God wants from you. Labda lakini kuna wale wana alafu wanaisha. So if utawachia Mungu afanye ile kupenda kwake, he's the one who is going to plan you. Na usijali, wewe ndio unaona ikiwa imekaa. God is going to give you hiyo time, itakupe inaitwa nini, atakupe hiyo grace ya kupasavia hadi ufike hapo, and you will do, utapeana testimony. There is no testimony kama haina kupitia. Hawezi kaa hivi bila hujapitia. Sometimes I dare say nikimaliza nitakwambia kwa binguni naona kama ni Mungu aliunda movie. Hii movie yenye inaitwa Kimotho. Sasa Kimotho ni kama kuna watu wanakuaga wakiwatch movie yenye inaitwa Kimotho, ama movie fulani yenye inaitwa kijina fulani lakini starring ni Kimotho. Wewe ukienda kuwatch movie zenye tunawatchigi leo hii, uniambie ni wapi Stero anakufaga? Hakuna. Lakini ubuniambie movie yenye Stero anapitia mambo yote mzuri kama ni movie tamu. Hata ibambi. Sasa kuna hii movie yenye wewe ndio Stero. Na lazima upitie magumu. DJ wa Afro wa huko kwenye, kama kuna DJ Afro huko mbinguni akitangazia malaika, anawatangazia alright makusha. Anaenda na lazima apitie hivi kidogo Kimotho you know, kuna hizo. Alafu ndio ende amalizie kwa victory, asanta sana. Akatokea nani? Kemoda. Yani hiyo yote ni movie yako. So ikuna up and down. It's life. Hiyo ndio maisha. So God's time is the best. Tugojeni time ya Mungu. Hiyo yenye unaona imekawia sana, kwa Mungu ni one time. Utokee. Na hiyo yenye unaona ati yenye inaweza kuja haraka, God knows where to place it. Usijali. That is the verse of the day. Let us give God all the glory and honor. Now tuingie kwa hii gazeti. Gazeti, mimi niko na The Daily Nation.
Niko na gazeti la Standard.
Yes. Sasa Kenya, hata hapa iko kwa headline show of mighty. Kenya sasa sisi sijui tuko wapi. Tuko mbele sana. We have hosted, wale walio to colonize wako hapa na sisi. Wamehost your African Summit hapa kwetu Kenya. Na president wa France ako Macron ako State House. Amedozu huko. Sasa ana breathe hewa ya hapa. Now at diplomatic COP, Kenyan today shines on the world stage, hosting world leaders including heads of state, the UN Secretary General and the business executive for the France African Summit, a gathering that highlights the convening power of France President Emmanuel Macron and his host William Ruto. The forum is expected to reset the continent's ties of the former colonial power and advance new economic as well as political interests. Now, sasa France wako hapa. Now, today, our France wakiwa hapa, it is a plus for us.
Yeah.
But the big question, Bwana Kimotho, and this is the question that we need to ask ourselves. These big brothers who have come for this African summit, it is a question that people avoid to ask themselves, and especially our good leaders. These are the people who colonized us. And unajua kulikuwa na hiyo colonization. Enye colonization, then wakafight. Then walitoka and they went. Na wakati walienda, kulianzaga na ile slave trade. Watu wetu wanachukuliwa wanapelekwa kule.
Yeah.
Then they came themselves. Wakati walikuja wenyewe, and I'm not trying to say this is what's happening, but we need to ask ourselves that question. Wakati walipokuja, walitucolonize sisi wenyewe. Na wakati watu walijaribu kuinua vichwa kuona this is colonization, walifanyiwa ile kitu. Assassinations zilitendeka. Yeah? Patricia, akina Lumumba, akina, you know, kunao forefathers, the forefathers wa Africa. Milka Cabra, kunao, nikiweza wataja hapa, mimi pia history naijua vizuri. Akina Nelson Mandela, you know, wako wengi sana. Hata Nigeria kunao wenye walikuwa kwa Nigeria, kuna wale wa Ghana, kunao wengi leaders, we know them, the forefathers wenye walijaribu kuinuka kidogo. Walifanyiwa ile kitu. Lakini sasa wakati hao walitoka, they started something else, the mentally colonization. The mentally colonization enye ikatokea. Now hata gazeti imeandika show of mighty. These are big brothers, sikatai. Lakini leo hii Kimotho ndio uamini tunakuwa mentally colonized. Leo wacha Kim ama Steve aingie kwa hii, ama tuende tuone Steve ametengeneza nyumba smart, utamwambia Steve anaishi kama mlami, anaishi kama mzungu. Because of mentally colonization. Sisi tunajua mzungu ndiye ako supposed kuishi vizuri. They look like European, you know. Now hapa sasa tuko hapa, ndio gazeti ya leo inasema show of mighty. The big question is, are we in the dinner table kama food to be eaten, kama diners, watu wenye wanakula, ama waiters? Because today we have a dinner.
Yeah.
Hata president alisema jana, wakati kwa dinner watakunywa chai.
Yeah.
Yenye iko na kahawa ya
kama wine kwao.
Yes. Now we need to ask ourselves, are we supposed to be proud of our majani? Tuitaje hivyo na kwa tunashainia country yenye iko produce gari. You know, bado tuko kwa regime ya kufurahia tumeproduce majani enye sijui kama imefanyiwa value addition ama tuko kwa hii. So we thank God because of this opportunity, but we also need to ask ourselves, why are they coming? Why are they coming? That is the question.
It is the same story that I can see in that is a Standard newspaper that is on the that is page 5, and actually that is the Nairobi summit is the first that is of the kind to be held in an African country, and it is expected to bring together Africa head of state, government officials, business leaders, civil society representative and a private sector. Unajua sasa kuna zile nchi ambazo zilikuwa colonized na the French, na kama sisi tulikuwa colonized na the British. So unakutaka even after independence mnajikutaka ya kwamba mliwekwa in kind of a sako fulani that ambayo ndio imekuwa ikiwaran. But tumekuwa tukiona ya kwamba that is nchi siku hizi sasa zimeanza kushirikiana na njia tofauti. So nikiangalia hapa that is gazeti la Standard inazidi kusema the high profile that is Africa France summit. So ambayo itakuwa that is on Monday and on Tuesday, ambayo pia nikiangalia hapa kuna some of the civil society bado wana raise some of the criticism ambazo ziko pale, and this in a whole that is 1,500 delegates, ambayo kuna focus ambao wako nayo ambayo ni economy issues, frame at being that is a mutual interest to the Africa and France. So kuna reforms ambazo pia wataangalia, kuna financial architecture, kuna subject ambazo nikiangalia hapa bado zina revolve around, that is industrialization and energy transition, kuna the blue economy, kuna sustainable agriculture, kuna artificial intelligence and digital technology, kuna health and peace and na security. Na tukiangalia tuliona that is CS pia waliweza kuweka mikataba fulani ambao waliweza that is kusign. Na kwa hii summit tunaona that is kulingana pia na gazeti la Sana wanasema that is this summit yule the main guest ambayo sasa ni the French president ambayo ni Emmanuel Macron, and kuna some of some of the head of states kuafikia na kukuja Afrika inaonekana kana kwamba inakuwa ngumu. But tumekuwa tukiona of late tumekuwa tukiona presidents pia wamekuwa wakivisit Africa. You remember kuna wakati pia tuliona kulikuwa na visit hadi hadi king of that is kule UK, ukiangalia wanafanya visit zao pale Africa. So ukiangalia pia hii ni summit ambayo pia the French president ameamua kukuja kwa inchi ambayo haikuwa colonized ama haiko kwa ile seiko yao ambayo wanaitaka that is wanaitaka Francon. Kuna jina kama hii ambao wanajiita wale ambao walikuwa colonized na the French government. So ukiangalia sasa kumeanza kuwa na mikataba fulani, but we need to ask ourselves, this is a good move, but at the end of the day ni nini ambacho inatuachia sisi kama wa Kenya? Hii mikataba yote will it bring impact that is to the Kenyans? Because ukiangalia kuna hizi nini that is mikataba ambayo imesainiwa hapa, kuna sasa kama mambo na that is industry ambayo nikiangalia hapa, kuna energy transition, kuna blue economy, kuna mambo ya agriculture, kuna AI, kuna digital technologies, kuna masuala ya health na peace and security. So we need also to feel that impact ya kwamba kuna mgeni ambaye alitutembelea hapa, wageni ambao walikuja hapa, na this is the impact ambayo ilituacha hapa economically and some of the good deals ambazo tuliweza kuachiwa.
Na to add on that, tunaona hapa French business leaders says they want to learn and unlearn ways of dealing with African markets. Now, but the big question, Kimotho, is now we are going to sell to Africa, to France. Now this is business. Wacha nikuonyeshe mahali penye tunalemeagwa kidogo. They've said all that they want to learn and unlearn the African market. But if I was there, ningetaka kujua, you see, when we sell coffee ama tea, when you sell tea to France, chai yetu yenye mechuno pale Kericho, nini, we sell it to France. France, maybe, I don't know, I'm not sure, they don't have tea plantation. Inaenda huko. Then, out of a little value addition and all that, inarudishwa hapa Kenya, we buy it. Nataka kuangalia kama ni sasa hii ni biashara gani tunafanya. When it's brought back in the country, we buy it, ndio hiyo unakuta ikiwa cappuccino, uko chai zile noma kwa the big hotel. Enye imeandikwa French tea. But the tea came from Kericho. Sijui kama nielewa. Ikachukuliwa ikaenda ikafanywa value addition, ikarudishwa ikiwa so we still continue producing what we don't consume and consume what we don't produce. Hivyo ndio itaendelea. Now mimi nilikuwa naona venye wamesema IT and all that, wangeakuja sasa to learn how to add value in our product. So that we sell to them Kenyan tea. Na iende huko na itrend kwa big hotels ikiwa kama Kenyan tea. Si kuyuza mahuti. Tuuze zile matawi. Ikienda huko inafanywa hivi, inatengenezwa, inakuja ikiwa kitu kingine. Same case applies to chocolate, because I believe countries like Ghana ndio wanakuza vitu kama cocoa. If they go there, imagine Lady Godiva is from Belgium. Ile kuna chocolate naitago Lady Godiva enye ukienda college, ukipelekea msichana wa college anakukubali because wanapenda sana. But hakuna plantation enye imetoka Belgium ya cocoa. Now this value addition ndio ningeuliza, if they can come to learn how we learn how to add value in our coffee, then we sell it ikiwa na price ya juu kidogo, instead of selling it ikiwa price ya chini. Then when we buy it back, tunainunua ikiwa na price ya juu. So they profit more than we profit. The farmer anaendelea kunyanyaswa, but wakati itaanza kufanywa value addition ndio hizo ikuwe expensive, the majani from the farmer it will be expensive and everybody will enjoy. Anyway, hizo ndio vitu tunasema if at all zinaweza kuja na ziendelee hivyo. Yes, on other news ama kwako
kuna nikiangalia hapa kwa gazeti la Standard, naangalia hapa naona kuna picha ya CS, that is our energy, na pia kuna picha hapa ya CSP ya wa Treasury ambayo naona wameangazia hapa. So na nikiangalia hapa gazeti la Standard nasema fuel levy trap. Wanasema that is the Treasury is set to sandal the country with the billions in hidden, that is a debt through the road maintenance levy. The government plans to that is for the additional of 5 shillings that is to 25 per liter levy, raise it, that is kuna ile pesa ambayo itapatikana pale. So kuna ile additional, kuna hizi levies ambazo that is huwa zinatozwa, na nikiangalia hapa that is gazeti la Standard naona hapa wameweza kuziweka in brief. Kuna the new that is 5 shilling that is for per liter, ambayo nikiangalia hapo wanasema ya kwamba wataweza kuiongezea, na nikiangalia hapa the target ambayo ni ya government is 120 billion targeting using the fuel levy cash. Unajua tu hii tu ni ile locally revenue ambayo inapatikana kwa every fuel ambayo tunaweka. So the projected that is a debt to our ratio to GDP naona hapo wamesema ni 68.2%. So we also have that is the amount that Kenya collect from the fuel levy in 1 year. So ile mafuta ambayo unakunywa kuna ile kiango, kwa sababu kitambo ilikuwa ni the 7% pale ulikuwa natozwa pale per liter. Kiangalia hapa wanasema that is it is 119 billion per year the levy that they collect. That is so wakiangalia hapo wanasema kuna the funding gap that the road sector faces of kuna 256 billion. That's why now sasa wanataka kuintroduce that is a levy motorists pay on every liter of petrol and diesel, that is 25 shilling. So ukiangalia history ambayo naona bado imezidi kuangazia kwa gazeti la Standard, that is on page 6, inaelezea that was kwa hizi charges ambazo tumekuwa tukiona hapa. Na nikiangalia hapo wanazidi kusema Kenyans faces high cost as government turns fuel levy into a multi-billion shillings, that is a borrowing scheme. The sector sparks debate on criticism on the levy is just another form of amounting, that is a public debt ambayo itakuwa iko pale. So ukiangalia now the government plans to raise additional of 120 billion using the road maintenance levy collateral, ambayo unajua hizi mikataba zote ambazo zinafanyika lazima muoneshwe ni nini hicho ambacho mnafanya ama mtafanya ya kuweza kulipa hizi pesa, because wakati hata mnafanya mkataba lazima muoneshane kuna kitu ambayo inafanyika. So some of these levies ambazo tunatoza ndio saa zingine zinatumika kama collateral wakati wa mambo fulani, because hata ukienda that is wakati wanapatiwa lazima waelezeni za kufanya nini na mambo yale mengine. But the issue is ikikuja unakuta zinafanya kazi zingine. But ukiangalia hapa the amount of money that is being collected from the levy itself, inamaanisha saa hizi kama that is the intended purpose ingefanyika to that ministry, telling you hakuna barabara saa hizi ingekuwa na pothole, because you can imagine 115 billion per year. That's a lot of money that can help us service even hata tusipoona kuboro pesa za kutengeneza hizi highways ambazo ziko pale, the toll station ambazo tuko nazo hapa pale. I'm telling you that ya kwamba inaweza kutusaidia. So on Friday the road and the transport ministry said it will that is look into the 5 shilling per liter, that is from the levy, to raise it so that it can be able now to raise the amount. So previously the government had used that is 7 shillings per liter as collateral to borrow 175 billion, which is being used to pay road and contractors. So ukiangalia ile maintenance bado ilitumika kuborrow 175 billion, na kumke bado that is hii na pia the 5 shilling ambayo iko per liter pia bado inataka kutumia kuborrow, that is 120 billion. So ukiangalia hapa kuna mahesabu ambayo pia if at all inamaanisha ya kwamba within ourselves whatever we collect, kama ingekuwa na good planning and a well structured way. Inamaanisha kwamba kuna mambo fulani ambayo tunaweza jifanyia sisi wenyewe. Because ukiangalia nao hadi saa hizi wewe angalia hadi to the same highways unakuta every day petrol stations zinaongezeka. Kwa nini? Hakuna investors ambaye anaweza amua kuinvest petrol station kama haoni ya kwamba ina generate income. Na some of these things ukiangalia ni za who and who. So it means that this sector ambayo ni transport industry ambayo pia inakombinio na mambo na fuel na kila kitu, unakuta ya kwamba inaleta a lot of income.
Very true. Na on other news na lakini you see Kimodho unaileta vizuri sana. If at all this country inaweza kosa to corruption, tunaweza kuwa tuko mbele sana. Kenya is a blessed country. Kenya is a great nation. Kenya iko na watu wenye wanapenda kujifanyia kazi. But corruption inakuwa ndio mingi. People have eaten, looted, you know, saizi kutumia ya government ikagi ni kama dhambi.
It's not a big issue.
It's not a big issue. Lakini sometimes unakula pesa ya madaktari, unakula pesa ya wagonjwa na unazidi kuwanyanyasa. Promised salary tax relief missing from finance bill. We remember vividly at the Treasury Cabinet Secretary John Mbandi had pledged some reliefs including raising the tax free salary band to 30,000 up from the current 24,000. But these are missing from the finance bill 2026, which proposes higher taxes to rise an additional by 120 billion. So sijui kama ni Mbandi alipromise kama hayuko sure. The government has reduced tax on ethanol from 500 per liter to 88 per liter. Ethanol ni ya kutengeneza nini? Changa. Ojo si tu kwa kunywa ethanol. Tami najua tu ethanol ni ya kutengeneza changa. Kuna kitu kingine exercise duty on mobile phones increased from 10% to 25%. So simu zetu inaenda juu. Small brewers to pay the full excise duty of 22.50% entire of pure alcohol. 5% tax. Sasa hii yenye inapanda juu. 5% tax on mitumba, shoes and clothes. Hiyo ni yenye inaguza mwananchi wa huko chini. Taxing imported vintage classic vehicles at the rate of 50% of the factory price. Na kuna locally a rate of rental inbox tax over raised to 7.5. Rental ni kwenye tunaishi. Watu wenye wanakomboa nyumba. Sasa
kuna ile tax wanatozwa.
Sasa sisi wataongezewa na sisi
ataongezea. Kutaongezewa 200 300. Locally
assembled and manufacturer mobile phones now subject to 16% VAT. So hiyo ndio finance bill. Bado tunaona hapo punda imenyanyaswa.
Na ujue ukumbuke hizi product zote ni ambazo huwa zinatumika kwa basic things. Ujue kama ethanol kuna some product on fuel. Ujue ethanol kuna zile kumbuke kuna some products zinatumika hadi kwa spray. Kuna some product ambazo zinatumika kwa njia zingine mingi pale. So utakuta kuna zile vitu ambazo ni common bado utakuta bado zime hike. Kumbuka sasa kuna issue of mobile phones ambazo ziko pale bado kuna some taxes. Ukumbuke nao unajua kuna kitu moja watu wanafaa kumbuka ya kwamba hata kama the finance bill yenyewe ilisimamishwa vile ambavyo alikuwa anasema, but kuna vipengee vingine zimekuwa zikienda zikiongezewa pale. That is a challenge ambayo iko nayo, and that's unakuta ya kwamba ukisikia watu wakisema ya kwamba that is the National Assembly imekuwa captured by the executive because hakuna watu ambao saizi wanaweza simama, because hao wenyewe ndio wanafaa that is watoe ama wa comment ama wakuja waseme the government ina intend kufanya hii na hii na hii na hii. Remember the opposition ilikuwa na power even in the parliament, even in the senate. So some of the bills ikifika pale ulikuwa unasikia kwamba that is kulikuwa na ule sema ambao ulikuwa unatokana pale, that is from the parliament. But right now tunaona mambo yamekuwa yako silent. And some of these things ndio unakuta kama saizi kuna that is some of the motions ambazo ziko kwa parliament. Kiangalia kama gazeti la Standard saizi wametoa that is kuna advertisement iko hapa, invitation to submit memorandum. Na ukiangalia hii sasa hizi ndio inafaa pia sensitization from our members of parliament waweze kuja kusensitize watu. That's unaona kuna civil society groups ambao huwa wanajitokeza kuweza that is ku raise an alarm wakati kuna masuala kama haya. Sasa kwa sababu tunaongelea mambo ya finance bill na the tax, sasa kuna amendments ambazo pia zinatakikana kufanyika. The bill seeks to amend the Income Tax Act cap that is a 470 to among other issues ambazo ziko hapa. Kama saizi kama ku redefine the term, kuna mambo ya loyalty ambayo ukumbuke include payments, rights to use of that is property na mambo na digital, mambo mengine kama yale. Unajua sasa hii ni ambayo pia itaweza kudiskasiwa pale. Haya, kuna masuala mengine it is ni kitu ambayo iko hapa. Kuna terms kama withdrawals na winnings for the purpose of that is gambling activities under the gambling that is act control ambayo zitaenda kudiskasiwa pale. So kuna masuala mengi sana ambayo that is yanafaa kuamendiwa hapa, na these are some of the things ambazo unakuta constitution vile ambavyo ulikuwa unafikiria that is juzi, unakuta ya kwamba si hivyo ambavyo ilikuwa pale. Ukumbuke kuna sheria ambayo pia bado ilikuwa ya that is kuzuia that is nil return. Ukumbuke bado sijui kama bado imefunguliwa, but ukumbuke ya kwamba ilikuwa kwanza imefungwa ndio waweze kuweza kuangalia masuala mengine ya tax. So the bill seeks also to amend the value added tax kulingana na vile ambavyo ninaona hapa. Kuna increase the period of claiming that is a refund on tax na mambo mengine ambayo yako pale. So ukiangalia hii masuala yote ambayo iko hapa, how do you expect that is the common mwananchi ya kuja kuchukua gazeti na asome na aweze kuunderstand hii kizungu yote ambayo imewekwa hapa hivi na aweze kuelewa? It is only now through the elected that is leaders ambao that is walieza ambao wamechaguliwa. And you can actually see, because I can still combine this na masuala ambayo ninaona hapa, unakuta pia our elected members hadi quorum haitoshi kule bungeni. Kama saizi naona pia the Senate pia the same thing inafanyika. Niliona pia kuna speaker sijuni wa county gani alikuwa anasema imebidi postponed that is vikao vingi kwa sababu anakuta the members of the county assembly they are not appearing to this session. Saizi pia nikiangalia that is hapa pia Amazon King ameforsiwa that is kususpend some of the sittings kwa sababu the senators hawapatikani pale. Pia the same time unakuta pia hata pia pale in the National Assembly masuala kama haya. So these are some of the things that needs to be addressed in order not to curb some of the situations ambayo unakuta zina face that is Kenyans. Yeah.
Yes, kwa hayo na mengine mengi tunakushauri utafute magazeti uweze kuangalia ndani na kuangazia masuala haya kwa kina. Usipate information kutoka kwetu, huenda tukatia chumvi ama tukose kukuelezea vizuri sana. Lakini ukijisomea iko sambamba.
Kabisa.
Sisi tumekuguzia
kidogo tu.
Yes. Kimotho, unless you have something to add.
Yangu tu ni kusema shukran kwa watazamaji wetu na wakuwe na siku njema yenye baraka. Thank you so much.
A story was told and I have said it again but I want to repeat it. Iko mzee mmoja mwenye alitaka sana, alikuwa anauza, yeye alikuwa akiuza sukari. Na hii sukari alikuwa akipima kwa kilo. Na ikafika mahali mpishi mmoja wa mkate, si wanatumia mkate, si wanaweka sukari. Akae kuja na akagundua ya kwamba kuna grams kadhaa zinakosa. Lakini yeye akiongeza na sukari ile yote yenye yeye ununua, kwa hizi grams mwezi moja anaenda hasara kubwa sana. Ama anaenda kununua hasara kubwa sana. Akakuja na akafanya complaint sana na akamgoromokea sana huyu mzee. The jamaa was very arrogant. Na akasema wewe hata sikusikizi. Kajaribu kumuelezea lakini akamwambia sikusikizi, tukutane kotini. Jamaa akaenda na akafika kotini. And the old mzee akaitwa, ni mzee alikuwa ameuza sukari kwa muda mrefu. Akaitwa pale kotini. So nini umeshtakiwa kwa hivi na hivi na hivi na hivi? Na mzee akasema mimi nilikuja na latiri yangu. Ndio judge nifanyie hapa mbele venye mimi upima. ndio umuone kwa nini mimi ufanya nini. Akaja na latiri akawekelea pale na sukari yake akapima. Akaambia judge, kama ni kunifunga unifunge kwa sababu sina ile mawe ya latiri. Na kwa sababu sina ile mawe ya latiri mimi hutumia mkate. Kwa sababu ninajua mkate uko na gram hizi, mimi uwekelea mikate pale, ndio inapima nini, na nataka uone venye mimi ufanya. Akaenda akachukua mikate enye huyu mzee amemshtaki yenye amebake, akawekelea mkate pale na akapima sukari. So akaona huyu mzee haibi chochote, anatumia mkate. Mwizi mkubwa ni nani? Mwenye alikataa kiburi chake, hata akakataa kusikiza. So huyu ni mtu aliyejipeleka kama nguruwe, akajikaanga na mafuta yake mwenyewe. That is the story of the day. Nasi tutawacha kwa msemo, mwana mtukana nina lazima aende, kuzimu lazima aende. Mwana mtukana nina kuzimu kiona. Huo ni msemo. Ati mwana mtukana nina kuzimu enda kiona. Ni msemo unaomaanisha ya kwamba mtoto anayemtukana mamake, yule mtoto amelaaniwa. Ni mtu mwenye ataadhibiwa tu kule ahera, si hapa duniani. Ataadhibiwa tu, atakumbana na hayo mabaya, kwa sababu pia Biblia inatuambia tuwaheshimu hawa. Sasa mwana mtukana nina kuzimu enda kiona, yani unaenda kuzimu tu ukiona wakati unamtukana mkuu ama mama. Kufikia hapo hatutaongeza la mitume wala la nabii, ila tukukoma. Tuseme asante sana kwa kuchagua runinga ya Mizpah. Na iwapo tumekutendea ndivyo sivyo, tunaomba uturekebishe kwa njia heshima. Duniani hamna mtu asiyekuwa na dosari. Lakini iwapo tumekufurahisha, ende ukawaambie wengine kutuhusu. Mimi na Kimodho tunakuambia usione tuwajituma ukadhani tuwajitesa. Kwetu hamna kitu cha kurithi ila tu jina la ukoo. Tunakutakia utazamaji bora wa vipindi vilivyosalia, vile vile wiki isiyokuwa na buktha. Wasalam wa marahaba.
Mizpah TV, keeping the fire of the altar burning.
I was glad when they said unto me, let us go into the house of the Lord. Psalm 122 verse 1. Are you ready to recharge your spirit? Every Friday from 9 p.m., Mizpah House of Prayer invites you to join us for the prophetic night vigil. You can also watch us on Mizpah TV or on our social media platforms. Spend a night in His presence.
Well, sometimes it's unbearable. And we can choose to do the unthinkable.
Hapa Mungu anaweza saidia tu.
How about you try this instead?
You have been upgraded.
Here, burdens are lifted as soon as you step your feet on this holy ground.
You have been upgraded.
You are upgraded to wait upon and receive from God. Karibu Mizpah, your place of encounter with God.
I pray that with your eyes open in Jesus' mighty name to see that all things are possible. So all things are possible to them that are born again.
Ninaamini tunapotafuta uso wa Bwana, makusudi ya Mungu yanashuka, ulinzi wa Mungu unashuka. Wakati unaanza kuomba, mbingu inakuwa attentive kwa maombi ya watakatifu. Mbingu inakuwa attentive kwa maombi ya kila yeyote aombaye kwa imani.
We invite you to join our online family on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, X, and on TikTok at Mizpah TV Kenya and Mizpah House of Prayer. And now we have great news. You can watch Mizpah TV anywhere on Twitch app, which is available on Google Play Store and Apple Store. For great inspiration in worship, word and prayer, and other entertaining and encouraging programs tailored for you. Welcome to our online family.
Praise the Lord. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. My name is Pastor Philip Mulinge. I'm a pastor at Mizpah House of Prayer. Have you heard about this book, Preparing for a Godly Marriage? This is a book that I have done, and I want to say that marriages don't fail because there is no love. Marriages largely fail because of no or poor preparation. And many people prepare for a wedding, but how many people prepare for marriage? And that is why God gave me a burden to do this book that will be a blessing to the body of Christ. If you have not gotten this book, you have an opportunity to get it. You can reach out to us and we will give you more details on how you can get the book. The book is available online. Yes, it is available online. So if you're not in the country, you are outside the country, you can get it on seller.com and also on Amazon. This is a must-have book for us to have stable marriages in this generation. God bless you in Jesus' name.
Mizpah TV, keeping the fire of the altar burning.
A very good morning to you. Welcome, and this is Money Monday. We get to talk about matters to do with finance. We help you as a day-to-day person. Probably you're out there aspiring to become an entrepreneur. We give you that is strategies on how you can become a great entrepreneur. And for the day-to-day people, we help you become financially independent in the future by educating you on matters to do with management of finances and such kind of conversations. Karibu sana. I go by the name Angela Kabete, and on today's edition of Money Monday, we're discussing something that is really good. So if you're aspiring to become an entrepreneur or to have a company of your own, or probably you're an entrepreneur ama ulianza biashara ukafunga, I know you're asking yourself, what is the problem? Could I be the problem? Could it be the business that I was doing was not right for me? You know, all those kinds of questions, hizo zote tutazijibu hapa because our topic is sustainable growth in business. We help you to scale your business without losing control. And in today's fast-moving business world, growth is often celebrated, but not all growth is healthy. Many businesses are under pressure to scale quickly, especially in a generation that glorifies making it fast. But the reality tells a different story, because studies show that about 20% of small businesses fail within the first year, and nearly 50% don't make it in the past 5 years. Even more interesting, a significant number of those failures don't happen because businesses aren't growing, but because they grow too fast without the structure. So what does it need, or what is required? And we'll talk about a good structure. How does a good structure look like? And also research indicates that over 70% of fast scaling startups face major operation challenges, including cash flow problems, poor management, etc. So the question is your business truly growing, or just expanding beyond its capacity? That is what we're helping you to understand today. And in case you have any questions, please interact with us on our social media handles, that is on Facebook and YouTube at Mizpah TV Kenya, hashtag Money Monday, or you can opt to use the WhatsApp number, that is 0799 100. And today, to unpack this conversation, I'm not doing it alone. I'm honored to be joined by Mr. Maloba. he is an author, and also he deals on matters to do with homeschooling. So without further ado, help me welcome him to this episode of Money Monday. A very good morning to you, and how are you doing?
Good morning, Angela.
You're well?
I'm doing well.
Have I said it correctly? You deal with matters to do with homeschooling?
Yes, we run homeschooling.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, that's very interesting, and it means that on matters to do with management, that is, you are able to understand such kind of matters and also sustainability of a business, and that is what makes you relevant for this show. And because you're doing matters to do with sustainable growth in a business, probably we could start by laying the foundation and helping our viewers understand what is the difference between growth and sustainable growth in a business. What's the difference between the two of them? Because it is not any growth. Yeah.
On the very bare minimum, growth is external.
Okay.
What people see.
All right.
People see customers. People see income increasing. People see increase in sales. That is growth. But now when we talk about sustainable growth, we're talking about both internal and external factors. Do we have a team growing? Do we have systems in place? Do we have leadership? Do we have processes in place? So growth is just what people see with eyes externally. Sustainable growth is what people see externally plus what people don't see externally. So a combination of both external and internal factors is what contributes to sustainable growth. Look at it as a tree. When a tree is growing, everyone gets to see the fruits. But before you see the fruits, we have got roots that have grown under, roots that are able to sustain the trees, so that as it grows upwards, there are those things that you don't see, the internal ones, that are able to enable this tree to grow. So a combination of those, both external and internal, is what makes growth to be sustainable.
Sustainability.
Yes.
Oh, I love that, the way you have explained it. And the key difference, Kuna, that is the internal and the external. And now I would love you to elaborate further or more. When you say internal, what is contained in that thing that Shasema internally, or probably the factors that are getting to influence internal growth? Yeah, let's start there.
At the core of any business, like we have got money, money coming in and money going out. So how do we have systems that manage money? Like now, the very first factor, do we have systems that manage how money comes in and how money goes out? The next thing after finance, like we won't have a business without employees, hiring. What is the system for hiring people, and what is the system for identifying who are the better people? So we need a system to manage money. We need a system to manage hires. We need a system to standard operating procedures, so that when a new employee comes in from day one, they know what they're going to do. So that you don't need to have someone in place to tell them do A, B, C, D. So everything is automated. How are leadership roles allocated? So kila kitu inakuwa automated, so that if I bring someone from another company and I put them in this particular place, systems are in place to enable them work and give out results. So talk about hiring systems, talk about financial system, talk about operations, like how everything runs. All those things that people won't see, they contribute to a sustainable growth in that business.
Yes, internally.
That is internally. Now, as a result of those internal factors, now you'll be able to see external factors. You'll be able to see more customers coming, more sales, more feedback, more branches being opened, as a result of now having a very good solid base foundation. So the internal factors will set the base, and then now people outside there will be able to see the external factors. Like just a quick example, you see Equity Bank opening branches. You see them having so many customers as compared to Bank X, Y, and Z, which don't have so many branches. So what you see externally are the branches, are the customers, are the net annual profits. But what you don't see is the standard operating procedures, the hiring department, the money management systems behind the curtain, behind what you don't see.
Wow, I love that. That is a really explanation, a very good explanation that you have given. And now, you've mentioned systems, and I love that you brought it out. That is systems and the structure. And now the question is, at what point should a business start building systems and processes in a business?
Any business that foresees growth, if you wait until the time of growth and start putting systems in place, you might likely miss out on the benefits.
All right.
When you are starting a business, of course, no one starts a business without having the vision of making money, growth, or serving. So, and you don't just want to start a business and serve one person. You want to serve 2 or 3 or 4. So, from a very early stage, start thinking about systemization. Start thinking about what is it that I can do for this business to serve more people, so that from the very first point you have systems in place. You are thinking about serving 10 people, you're thinking about serving 100 people, so you already think about what can I do, what softwares can I use, what hiring department can I use, what can I do to manage more people, to manage a higher number of people. So from the very first stage, have the mindset that you are going to grow, and so from that initial stage, start having systems in place. Yes, you might not have the whole thing, but start thinking about it. For example, when you're building a house, you know that you'll have 3 bedrooms or 4. So from the very initial stages, the foundation, start thinking about that. Yes,
I love that. I know that's bringing an attribute of a good entrepreneur. You need to be vision oriented, because let's say, for example, I really don't know how I want the future of that business to look like. It means that I'm not going to have the systems implemented in my mind or written down, because most of the businesses, they usually say, or most of the entrepreneurs want to say, I'll wait till I grow, that's when I'll do this and that, right?
that is true, and it's one of the reasons why people fail to scale or people fail to grow, because they think from the present. And as when you're talking to businesses and people who are aspiring entrepreneurs, we tell them to think from the future. When you think from the future, you start thinking from a business that is serving 1,000 people, or a business that's serving 2,000 people. So that you don't limit yourself to the present. Normally, when you operate from the present, you limit yourself from the potential that you'll have in the future. So think from the future, and entrepreneurs normally do that. That is why they'll take a loan to start a business, because from their perspective, the business is going to grow. So it's someone who thinks from the future, and now when you think from the future, you will understand what you need at that particular point, and now start working towards that particular thing. Yes.
And are there key systems, the specific ones that every growing business must have? You need to have all of them in general.
I think that they are basic ones. All businesses operate the same way. You need for a business to run, you need clients to come. For a business to run, you need money. For a business to run, you need sales, you need marketing. So you need to build systems around client acquisition, around customer acquisition. You need the clients to come. Then you need to build systems around money. Where are you getting money? How is the money, when the client pays, how is the money coming to you? How is the money being spent? You need systems around hiring. You need a salesperson, you will need a manager, you will need a marketing person. So you need a system that brings in those essential people, and you need a system maybe for feedback acquisition. After you serve people, you need something that tracks feedback. That's why you've gone to a bank, and at the end of the day, you've seen a message asking you how was the service, or you've gone to Safaricom, then you've gotten a message asking you how was the service. They have developed a system to enable them get feedback from clients. So from the very regardless of the level at which your business is, you need systems in various places. Yes.
Okay. And probably there's an entrepreneur who is watching you out there, and they have not had these systems in their businesses, because what I'm saying, they are foreseeing that business in the present. And how can they transition from being hands-on to building a structured operational business? Yeah.
A business is as good as the founder. And so one thing that the founder has to do is to invest a lot of time in understanding the business. Not just on the surface level, but on the deeper level. You need to spend a lot of time to understand how the business runs. Just beyond the money, beyond the profits, beyond the clients that you are serving. What are the systems that run the business? What do you do when you find yourself in a problem? What do you do to get yourself out of that problem? What does the law say about the business? So the founder, the business can grow to, the founder will determine the level of growth of the business. So the business, the founders need to invest more into learning, into coaching, into getting to understand all the details of the business. That until that time that they have understood that, that's the only time that the business can grow. Because when the founder is capped, when the founder only knows that he can serve 10 clients, they can't go beyond that. When they know that they can only serve Nakuru, they cannot go beyond that. When they don't know how to scale, when they don't know how to market, they can't go beyond that. So the founder, the business is as good as the founder. So the founder of a business need to invest more in themselves, in getting to understand the business. So it's only then that they might think about growth and scale and reaching out to different countries or market.
Wow, I love that. So for me, as an entrepreneur who doesn't have any system in my business, I need to sit down, analyze that business and study that business. That is what I've got from you, right?
That is right.
Okay, that's very interesting. So for our dearest entrepreneurs, Valenje, do you really understand that business that you have? I mean, just woke up in the morning randomly and you decided, you know what, let me just open this business. You have been told for you to be able to implement systems in that business that you have. Please make sure that you get to understand that business so that you can be able to bring in that is systems in your business. And now, back to you, sir. We have seen many businesses are failing, and they're not failing because they are not experiencing growth. Now, the question is, what went wrong? They're making sales, you know, they have these systems implemented. What could be the problem? Yeah.
The very first reason why most businesses, I tend to think from my perspective, the very common one is cash flow problem.
Okay.
You can be making enough profit, but you don't have sufficient cash flow. Businesses run on cash flow, and as a business, if you want to expand and you need finances, the bank will look at cash flow. How much money is coming in, how much money is going out. So anytime you don't have a frequent cash flow consistently across a period of time, your business will most likely not run well. So one of the core reasons is always cash flow. Another reason is wrong hires, hiring the wrong people. Bring people on board, people who take a lot of time to understand the business. When the business owner or founder brings in someone, they expect you to have a grasp, to fully understand our business. So if they don't understand the business to a point where they are left to run the business, then most likely the business will not grow well. So as they say, one of the most dangerous things that a business can have is having a wrong hiree, having a wrong person in your team. And business founders are always taught this key lesson: be very fast to fire as compared to hiring. Execute very fast when it comes to firing, because a wrong employee will cost you so much as compared to any other thing. Yes, so having poor cash flow, having wrong hires, and just to add to that, failure to validating, expanding too fast as compared to what the market needs.
Okay.
Poor validation that leads to expanding very fast. If you scale before validation, it means that you'll have a poor market, a poor market that takes your product. You will have poor cash flow. So those are some of the factors that make some businesses not grow very fast. Yes.
Well, those are key that I believe peer viewers, you should make sure that you take a note of that. And as we go for a short break, I think even our time is up. So when you come back, the things that you have mentioned, the reasons as to why these businesses are not able to be sustained. And you mentioned that most of the entrepreneurs, they get to focus on profit rather than the cash flow. So you'll help us define what's the difference between now when you say profit and cash flow, because for Amamboga pale nje, that person is like, as long as I'm getting profit, I think my business is good to go. As an entrepreneur, they don't have this system. They are comfortable with profit without focusing on the cash flow itself. So in come back, you're going to help us understand that. And then Pia Tutangala, that is matters to do with the hiring. And also matters to do with team building. How do you know that in this kind of business that I have, it's high time I need to delegate some tasks in a business? Alafu tutangale that is maintaining quality and customer trust. These are some of the things that are going to help you as our viewers, so that we become great entrepreneurs and we get to build sustainable businesses. And you're to say mambo ya businesses kukollapse lazima itaisha. So talk to 0799-200-100. Tell us, what is that one thing that has stood out for you on this conversation as we get to understand that is on how you can build a sustainable business. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after the short break.
Mizpah TV, keeping the fire of the altar burning.
We invite you to join our online family on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, X, and on TikTok at Mizpah TV Kenya and Mizpah House of Prayer. And now we have great news. You can watch Mizpah TV anywhere on Twitch app, which is available on Google Play Store and Apple Store. For great inspiration in worship, word and prayer, and other entertaining and encouraging programs tailored for you. Welcome to our online family.
From the moment you arrive, you will feel it. The serenity, the quietness, the godly atmosphere of our prayer center. Maybe you've been carrying a lot, searching for a place to finally lay it all down, a place to rest before moving forward.
Hi Hi. Welcome to Mizpah Prayer Center.
Thank you.
Karibu sana.
Asante.
It's such an honor to see you.
I'm pleased.
May I help you?
Sure.
Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you.
Karibu sana. Hello. Hi.
Here, we offer you uninterrupted peace, a silent place to commune, to pray, to hear God's voice. Karibu Mizpah, your mountain of encounter with God. In a world of rush dating and casual connections, marriage doesn't fail accidentally. It fails when preparation is ignored. I'm talking about Preparing for a Godly Marriage by Philip K. Mulinga. This is not just a book. It is a step-by-step roadmap from singlehood to a lifelong union. Whether you're single and searching, dating, or you are recovering from your past relationship, this guide equips you with biblical wisdom that actually works even in the real world. Don't just get married, prepare and build a foundation that lasts a lifetime. Reach out to us today on 07 277 66553 and grab your copy today.
Mizpah TV, keeping the fire of the altar burning.
A very good morning to you. Welcome back, and this is Money Monday, where we help you as a day-to-day person to become financially independent in the future. And for the entrepreneurs who are aspiring to become an entrepreneur, we give you strategies on how you can become a great entrepreneur. I matters to do with entrepreneurship, and today discussing something that is really good if you're aspiring to become an entrepreneur, or you are a day-to-day person who can biashara hapo nje, or probably you have that company that you're managing, ama ulianza biashara ukafunga while you're in the right space, because our topic is sustainable growth in business. We're going to help you understand how you can scale without losing control of that business, because tukianza show tuliona statistics says that over 50% of businesses, they fail within the first year. What could be the problem? And that is what we've been tackling, and I'm not alone. I'm back with my guest, Mr. Malova. Welcome back. And I love the way in the first segment ulitusaidia kuelewa what we mean by this term structure, the systems and everything. And before we went for a short break, nilikuwa nimekuuliza why are we seeing many businesses fail? And it's not that they're not having, that is, customers and everything. There are things that you mentioned, and number one, we'll say it's because most of them, they're focusing, that is, on profit rather than focusing on the cash flow. Now, briefly, in simple terms, what are the difference between profit and cash flow? Yeah.
The difference between how the buying price and selling price of whatever you are selling is the profit. Whether you are doing a service business or a product based business. Now, for example, if a salesperson buys a car at 1 million, imports a car at 1 million, and sells that car to a buyer at 1.5 million Kenyan shillings, the profit is 500,000 Kenyan shillings. Now, they have made a sale and then they have made a profit. So at the end of the day, this person can go home, they are very happy, they have made a sale. So they have a profit of 500,000 Kenyan shillings. Now, what does cash flow mean? Cash flow implies that these 500 Kenyan shillings that you've made at any time that I want that money is always available in the account. So a person who focuses on profit, the moment they make these 500,000 Kenyan shillings, they will use that money somewhere outside the business. So that when I come tomorrow, I don't have that money. My mind again is focusing on making another sale. At that point, if the business needs to make an urgent purchase, or they need to secure a loan, they don't have the 500,000 Kenyan shillings in their account. There's no cash, is not flowing. But for someone who focuses on cash flow, they can even make a profit of maybe 100,000 Kenyan shillings. But at any time of the day, they will always be having this money in their account. So that when these two people go to get a loan, the person who made a sale of 500,000, but they don't have money. After 2 months, if they won't have made another sale, you see they are struggling financially. But for a person who structures their business such that at any given time, they will always have cash flow, even if it's 50,000, they are able to solve their financial problems at any given time of their business. That is why I always say that cash flow is much, much more important than just having profit. Because if you just focus on profit alone and you don't control and regulate how that money goes, even if you make 1 million a day, as compared to someone who's making 100,000 but is always available, this person B who focuses on cash flow is much, much more placed as compared to person A. So at the end of it all, how do you manage your money? Do you manage your money as a business in such a way that you'll always be having money? When you find yourself in a problem, financial problem, you can sort it out.
Solve it,
yes. So that is why cash flow is always important as compared to solely focusing on profit.
Wow, I love that. That is one of the perfect and the best, description. I love the way you have described it or explained it. And now, many businesses, when it comes to matters to do with sustainability and growth, when you talk about growth, what clicks in many people's mind, we bring the aspect of expanding that business, right? And most businesses, they get to expand based on the profit that they make. They're like, this time I made 100,000. Next month I jikuta I make 150,000. Now they feel like, I think it's high time I can expand this business because I'm making profit, yeah. And then after they have done that, they have expanded, it becomes too much for them to sustain the two businesses in a bidi wafunge. So what is the determinant that I can expand or I can open another branch and be able to sustain that kind of business?
2 examples that I will use.
Right.
Well, one, I'll give you an imaginary example, then the next one I'll give you a real example, like what's happening in the county right now. A hotel goes viral, something happens, like there's a lady who was not making sales in Nakuru, and then she went to TikTok, then she talked about it, then people flooded her hotel.
All right.
So it's a seasonal thing. People get to know you because of virality.
Right.
Virality makes you known.
Right.
So that now, from serving in a hotel, serving 2 people in a day, you start serving 100. So in your mind, now you get to think, now because people are flooding, now let me go and open another branch in Eldoret. Wrong move. Why? Because you've not cultured, you've not nurtured enough systems in place, and I'll explain that, to enable you open and sustain another branch in a different town.
Okay.
And like in a hotel setup, what are we talking about? You are serving 2 people, And so the chefs that you are having could only serve 2 people. The waiters or the staff that you are having can only serve 2 people at that particular time. So when you start serving 100, you need, behind the scenes, remember we talked about external and internal. Yeah. So behind the scenes, how many chefs can serve 100 people? Maybe 10. Have you sought that one out? How many waiters can serve 100 people? Maybe 7. Have you sorted that one out? Money that the system that was managing your money, maybe you are using M-Pesa only. Now you need to upgrade to bank, because more people are coming, some people will be coming and they want to pay you through card. You understand? Yeah. Maybe you opt to do what? To start serving people away from that particular town. So you need people, riders, to be supplying other things. So behind the scenes, we have got the chefs that you need to hire, we have got the waiters that you need to hire, we've got all other things, utensils that people don't see externally, but they are needed for you to serve these other 100 people. So if I go to and open another branch in Eldoret, I've not sorted out the systems. So before you think about expansion, think about systems. Think about, like now I mentioned, thinking from the future. What would you need? You need to serve 100 people. What does it call for before you serve 100 people? You need more chefs. You need more waiters. You need more utensils. You need more feedback collection mechanism. So before you opt to expand or to grow, think about the unseen things that will enable you to serve people well. Yes.
Wow, I love that. I love the way you have explained it, the simplicity of it for a person to understand it out there. So those are kind of the things that maybe people, now we can say that sometimes people expand too fast. Now, what would tell me that it's the right time to expand? Yeah.
A good one. Now, just before expanding, take an audit of where you are, take an audit of who you are serving, and take an audit of what will it call if I'm to double these people. If you're serving 100, if you're serving 100 and you have got 2 chefs and you have got 3 waiters, automatically it calls for, if I'm to serve 200 people, I'm doubling the number of my clientele base, I'll need maybe 4 chefs and I'll need 10 waiters. So from the very initial stages, you set up a system that now I need to serve 200, so I'll need more. So before you move to start serving 200, I have in place more chefs, I have in place more waiters, I have in place more space, I have in place more any other thing that will enable me to serve those people. So the moment I sort those things out, now I can start expanding, because you don't want to be in a situation whereby I'm using the hotel industry, 200 clients, 200 customers have walked in and you cannot serve them. What will happen? Poor feedback. What will happen? They will not come back. So you always need to foresee that and then put mechanisms in place, like what the ant does. The ant starts preparing for winter before winter comes. It starts collecting food and storing the food before winter comes. So prepare early and set yourself ready for that time.
Wow, I love that. And now, as we talk about growth, many businesses, as they grow, they forget about maintaining the quality of the kind of services that they were having. Kama alikuwa anauza maziwa 1 liter anachapa maji lita zingine 2 za maji. If it's food, supu wameweka mingi, you know, the quality changes. Now, how can businesses maintain quality as they scale and grow?
They have to anticipate. You anticipate growth, and as we mentioned before, when we are anticipating growth, there are those aspects that you are looking at. When you are growing in terms of clientele base, clients will increase. So when customers increase, for example, we have talked about you putting systems in place. For example, when clients are growing in a hotel industry, when you are serving 10 kilograms of rice per day, it makes sense that now, because you are anticipating 200, you need to increase the number of food. Sorry, the quantity of food.
Yeah.
You need to increase the quantity of any other thing that you are serving or you are supplying, so that the same number of clients, the difference in the number of clients who come will not have to rely on what you are only serving when the number was small. So it goes back to preparation, preparing and anticipating for growth before that time comes, putting systems in place and anticipating that more people will come and I'll need more food and I'll need more people to serve and I'll need more people to cook that particular food. So it goes back to preparation and being ready for that particular time.
Probably, can you say that most of the entrepreneurs, in terms of maintaining quality and customers' trust, they forget that customer experience they plays in sustainable growth? And do you agree that customer experience play a role in sustainable growth in a business?
It does, because many businesses grow by referral.
Right.
Currently, we live in a digital age or era. If I have a good experience with something, I will always recommend. And any person watching us right now, the things that you are using, be it a phone, a laptop, a plot you bought somewhere, or a piece of a pair of shoes or clothes, chances are high that you are recommended by someone.
Okay.
So it calls for, and now that goes back to people who have businesses. For you to make the next sale, or for you to get that next customer, chances are high that you'll be recommended by another person. So you have to make sure that the services that you're offering, the goods that you are selling, they exceed the expectations of the clients. That is the only time that they'll be able to recommend you. I didn't know that there's a phone known as like maybe Samsung, a particular Fold, Samsung Fold. But what happened? I saw someone using it, and they told me this phone is a very good phone. Now what happens next? I go and buy that particular phone. Samsung will not have made that sale if the phone quality was poor. You've used earpods. Someone told you that this brand is a very good. You've bought a watch. Someone told you that this is a very good brand. So you went ahead and bought that one. So customer experience is one of the things that business people should be focusing on, because that one client or customer will bring you 2 or 3 or 4. Yes.
Wow. And now, because our time is almost up to karibu kumalizia, when it comes to matters to do with, because we want to help businesses, they build that aspect here, sustainability and growth in a business, and also going to help them to scale without losing control. And now when it comes to matters to do with adapting to change and innovation, we're talking from your culture, kufanya tu mambo hivyo. How important is innovation in sustaining a business growth?
We currently live in the AI age.
All right.
And work that was being done by 10 people can be done by an AI agent. Not even one person can be done by an AI agent. Research can be replaced by AI. Writing sales report can be replaced by AI. Doing analysis can be replaced by AI. Some of the things like, for example, I use on a daily basis. So if failure to adapt to technology will leave you behind. Will leave you behind. How? Because you'll keep spending more and you'll keep getting substandard results. Why? Because you are not embracing technology. So it's very important in the current age and times for businesses and for people who are aspiring to be entrepreneurs to learn how to leverage tech, to learn how to leverage artificial intelligence in their daily operations, because it will save on time, it will increase profits, and it will make the daily operations of the businesses to be efficient. Yes.
And because you've said that, you know, things are changing right now, people are diversifying on matters to do with AI, how can businesses compete in a rapidly changing market and as they sustain growth? Yeah, as you know, sometimes you can compete too much and forget to grow. Yeah.
Businesses have got goals. Business have got objectives. As a business, you know who you are serving, and you know the demands of that particular field or the demands of that particular industry. So as much as your competition should be limited, compete between you and your business. As I like saying, collaboration is more important than competition. So look at who you are serving and stop comparing yourself with another business that might be having different goals and different objectives. So let your goals and objectives and mission and vision direct you as a business, and not focusing solely on another business and what it's doing, because the values might be different. The vision might be different. Where you are going might be different. You might be looking at serving maybe the next 10 years only, but another person, they have got a very short-term period. They only want to be in business for 2 years. You want to be in business for 20 years, 30 years. So the decisions that you make and the actions that you take towards your business might entirely be very different. So my opinion would be focus on you. Focus on you and focus on your market and focus on who you are serving. Yes.
What do you mean when you say competition should be between you and your business, you know?
Because at the end of the day, I'll circle it back to a common example. Look at Equity Bank and then look at Barclays Bank. Two banks existing in the same market but serving very different people. And with very, very different branches. It's no longer Barclays, but it's ABSA. I tend to think that, if I'm not wrong, ABSA is not a Kenyan bank. ABSA existed way before Equity Bank existed. But look at the growth potential. Look at the profit margins that Equity Bank is making. They're not comparable. So Equity didn't look at ABSA and said, I want to do what ABSA is doing. No. Equity said, I want to go to the very low scale farmer, to the mama mboga in the market, who don't have enough. Initially, you needed a minimum balance to open a bank account. You need like maybe 20,000 for you to have a bank account. And that is what made Equity Bank grow. Because it said, no, I need to go to the mama mboga, the very local person, to enable them open a bank account. Now look at what Equity Bank is doing. They were able to do that not because they were competing with the Barclays Bank at that time, but because they had a vision. They had a very clear defined vision. We are going this way. And so no matter what Barclays is doing, no matter what NCBA is doing, no matter what Cooperative Bank is doing, we are following this. So to focus on its mission and vision and objective, that's why Equity Bank is where it is now. Yes.
Wow, the vision itself. Sure. And as we wind up, when it comes to that, is matters to do with finance, not the financial perspective of matters to do with scaling without losing control. What are the financial habits that entrepreneurs and businesses can adapt today? Yeah.
Times are changing, and when we narrow it down to finances, businesses need to think beyond just making profit. And to entrepreneur, businesses will have to think about growth. By growth and expansion means that what the amount of money you're making today is not the same amount of money that you'll make tomorrow. If you look at the financials of these big companies, you realize that this year they'll make maybe 10 billion profits. Next year they're making 15. The other year they're making 20. What is happening? They are expanding and they're growing, because what you make today will just not be enough to serve you tomorrow. Individuals, entrepreneurs, they need to think about investing, so that and when I talk about investing, I'll connect it to cash flow. You make enough money today, that money is supposed to serve you tomorrow and the next day. Entrepreneurship is taking risks all along. Why? Because you are doing something and you're really not sure about tomorrow. So what if you don't make a sale tomorrow? That is why saving and making the money work for you is very important. So businesses and both business and entrepreneurs always need to think ahead, planning ahead and think ahead when it comes to finances, because money that you make today might not be enough to serve you tomorrow. So you need to save that money in asset classes that will give you more profit higher than the inflation rate, so that 10 million today is maybe 12 million tomorrow, or 15 million tomorrow. So that's able to serve you, because you understand inflation, you understand taxes. So if you don't factor in that, the value, there's a very, it's not fun statistic, but 10 million today is worth around maybe 5 or 6 million in the next 10 years. So if you don't intentionally put that money somewhere as an investment, it will be worth much less when it comes to that time. So you have to be very strategic with how you are doing it. Businesses, when you sell cars or when you sell oranges and vegetables, today you might make a sale, today you'll make a sale, tomorrow you'll not make that sale. So the money that you make today has to work for you tomorrow. And that's what the rich people do. Their money works harder than them. The moment you work harder than your money, then tomorrow you'll struggle. Yes, so making money work hard for you tomorrow.
There's a funny statistics that you mentioned there. That is, you said 10 million might be what? That is 6
around 5 or 6 in the next 10 years. Inflation quietly eats away your money. For example, the price of fuel 5 years ago was much less than as compared today. So inflation reduces the purchasing power of your money. 2 years ago, you could walk to a supermarket with 5 years ago, you could walk to a supermarket and come out with a bucket of shopping. Today, try that. You'll come back with a handful. What's happening? Same amount of money, but different purchasing power. That's what inflation does. So the moment you foresee that, you invest your money so that tomorrow it has got a higher purchasing power.
Okay. I believe that people have learned a lot, especially entrepreneurs, or probably you're a day-to-day person aspiring to have a business of your own, or matters to do with having a sustainable business. I believe that not the experiences, statistics is in a same over 70% of businesses are collapsing within the first year. At least things will, because this whatever Mr. Maloba has shared with us is really interesting and quite transformative if you choose to apply it practically in that business that you have and in your day-to-day life. Thank you so much for availing yourself for the show.
Pleasure.
We are really honored. And for viewers, thank you so much for tuning in for today's show. That is Money Monday. This is where I give you strategies on how you can become a great entrepreneur, and for the day-to-day people, we help you become financially independent in the future. I've been your host, Angela Kabete. Till next time, bye-bye.
Mizpah TV, keeping the fire of the altar burning.
I was glad when they said unto me, let us go into the house of the Lord. Psalm 122 verse 1. Are you ready to recharge your spirit? Every Friday from 9 p.m., Mizpah House of Prayer invites you to join us for the prophetic night vigil. You can also watch us on Mizpah TV or on our social media platforms. Spend a night in His presence.
the moment you arrive, you will feel it. The serenity, the quietness, the godly atmosphere of our prayer center. Maybe you've been carrying a lot, searching for a place to finally lay it all down, a place to rest before moving forward.
Hi. Welcome to Mizpah Prayer Center.
Thank you.
Karibu sana.
Asante.
It's such an honor to see you.
I'm pleased.
May I help you? Please?
Sure.
Oh, thank you. Welcome.
Thank you.
Karibu sana. Hello. Hi.
Here, we offer you uninterrupted peace, a silent place to commune, to pray, to hear God's voice. Karibu Mizpah, your mountain of encounter with God.
I pray that with your eyes open in Jesus' mighty name to see that all things are possible. So all things are possible to them that are born again.
Ninaamini tunaposiki, tunapotafuta uso wa Bwana, makusudi ya Mungu yanashuka, ulinzi wa Mungu unashuka. Wakati unaanza kuomba, mbingu inakuwa attentive kwa maombi ya watakatifu. Mbingu inakuwa attentive kwa maombi ya kila yeyote aombaye kwa imani.
Hello to you, praise Yahweh. I am Godwill Babete, and to get my song Egemeo as your skiza tune, go to your phone and text the word skiza, then leave space, then 5707805 and send to 811, and you will get it at only 1 shilling. God bless you and God keep you.
We invite you to join our online family on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, X, and on TikTok at Mizpah TV Kenya and Mizpah House of Prayer. And now we have great news. You can watch Mizpah TV anywhere on Twitch app, which is available on Google Play Store and Apple Store. For great inspiration in worship, word and prayer, and other entertaining and encouraging programs tailored for you. Welcome to our online family.
Praise the Lord. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. My name is Pastor Philip Mulinge. I'm a pastor at Mizpah House of Prayer. Have you heard about this book, Preparing for a Godly Marriage? This is a book that I have done, and I want to say that marriages don't fail because there is no love. Marriages largely fail because of no or poor preparation. And many people prepare for a wedding, but how many people prepare for marriage? And that is why God gave me a burden to do this book that will be a blessing to the body of Christ. If you have not gotten this book, you have an opportunity to get it. You can reach out to us and we will give you more details on how you can get the book. The book is available online. Yes, it is available online. So if you're not in the country, you are outside the country, you can get it on seller.com and also on Amazon. This is a must-have book for us to have stable marriages in this generation. God bless you in Jesus' name.
Mizpah TV, keeping the fire of the altar burning.
Hello everyone, welcome, and this is Money 101. We get to talk about matters to do with the kingdom of wealth, and we're going to talk about that is money and wealth. And we're going to, money is one of the mentioned things, or most mentioned things when it comes to our day-to-day lives, but one of the least understood in the kingdom context. I'm Angela Kabete, and today we're talking about something that is really interesting and transformative, that is stewardship. And in a world where everything is mentioned as mine, my money, my success, my property, all of that, my everything, what people say out there, we're going to talk about that is the kingdom challenges. The kingdom world is challenging us to think differently. And the truth is, some of the people out there say that we own nothing. Hii yote ni mali ya Mungu. So where do we fall as a Christian? What do you think about that? That is what we're going to understand today. And the thing we're going to understand pia, who truly owns it. And to unpack this conversation, I'm not alone. I'm honored to be joined by a great servant of God, a spiritual leader, a father, and he goes by the name Apostle Dr. Moses Karaoke. And without further ado, help me welcome him to the show. Apostle, how are you?
Doing very well.
We're really honored to have you today.
Thank you very much.
Karibu sana.
I'm happy to be here.
You're honored.
Yes.
And today it's actually something that is really good. That is stewardship. And I don't know kama social media umepatana na hii ni mali ya Mungu si yangu. What do you think about that before we dive deep into understanding what is stewardship?
It's true.
It's true?
Because the earth belongs to God.
Okay.
But the Bible says he has given to the Son of Man. So it's his and it's ours. So that's what it is. When you use this is God thing positively, it means I'm a steward. But there are people who say it wrongly, so that they can waste it because it does not belong to you. It belongs to God.
So it means that God is the owner, the real owner of the riches and everything.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
And you say that we are stewards. Now, what's the difference between ownership and stewardship in a kingdom concept?
In the kingdom concept actually, there's nothing like ownership. But you can mention on ownership based on trying to protect it.
Okay.
You know, when you say this is my wife, it does not mean you give birth to her. You say he is mine on the concept of protecting. Okay. The same way we say with the children. This is my daughter. This is my son. So you say it in that perspective. You have a responsibility over them. Now, what we do in the kingdom, we are stewards. We maintain what God has given unto us. And that is the mind that everybody must have. Saying it is mine, most of the time it's within the attitude of I own it, so mtadu. And then when you do that, you affect the thing you own. You know, if we tell you there's a challenge with your car and you say, mind your business, this is my car. By the end of it, you will mess it. You will mess the thing that you are given. But when you say you are a steward, this is, I'm privileged to have this family. I am privileged to have this house. I am just a steward. You take care of it because you will be answerable.
Okay.
When you are steward, you have that mind. The master will come. But when you have the attitude of ownership, you get that thing of this is mine, so what? But there is a positive side of ownership where I take care of it because it's mine. I know the price. So it's all about the angles and the attitude you have, both in ownership and in stewardship.
Oh, it sounds like one really needs, I don't know, because that kind of mindset, I don't know. Why do you think many Christians are struggling, or many believers struggling to have that kind of mindset from this is mine and this belongs to God, or I'm just a steward? Why?
We struggle because we have a mentality of being a consumer.
Okay.
So you own it so that you can consume all of it. So that the generation of Angela coming, they will not find anything. But when you apply the mind of steward, you take care of it so that somebody else can enjoy the fruits from it. So in the Christian circle, one of the things, you know, this month of May in our ministry is a mind on creative thinking. I'm teaching about when becoming a creative thinker.
Wow.
You think to create. The reason is we have nothing that we have that is ours. We have grown up seeing things that are made somewhere else, made in China, made in England. There's nothing that is made from Bahati. So we concluded people are supposed to think somewhere and produce it for us to consume. But when you begin to be a creative thinker, you engage your mind, or you build your mind on how you think on something that will become productive because you have created it, you have produced it yourself. I was putting a challenge to our people when I was laying the foundation of that message. I said, explain to me what's a miracle. And I pause, I say, what do you think is a miracle? Blind eyes open. Will you lame walk? And so they said all miracles that we know. And then I say, now in this church, because we don't have such, we don't have a blind man, we don't have a lame, we don't have what? Don't you think, am I a miracle worker, or do I have the grace of miracles? And they were like this. And I say, now the difference is where we are and where the gospel came to us. The gospel came to us where signs and wonders and miracles is manifestation of the Holy Spirit. But I asked them a question. I told them, I think the greatest miracle that has ever happened in this world is what you're holding right now. Say, first the phone. Because I know many people who, there are countries where you cannot enter with the Bible. But now we enter with the Bible in our phone. So the word of God is all over the world because somebody created a phone and then we came up with an app that somebody has an app. When they are working at Islamic nations, somebody is listening the Bible, but you not know they are listening the Bible because they listen. That's a miracle. So coming back to this, we need to have that mind of creativity so that you can become a steward. You know, because what I've produced, you cannot mess up with it. But because I am not a good steward who is thinking on creativity, that means I own these things, but I'm taking care of it. Because that's what a believer is. A believer has ownership, and a believer is a steward. The Bible says in the book of 1 Corinthians, it is required in stewardship that a man be found faithful. Faithfulness is when you know it is mine and it is his. So I'm taking care of it because mine. I take care of my wife because she's my wife, but she's a daughter of somebody else. Yeah.
Okay.
Are you getting that? I'm answerable to somebody, though she's mine. So I will not take her to her parents, akiwa na maka kwa uso, because I paid dowry. She's mine. No, she's mine, but I'm still a steward. So both of that. So we cannot have a discussion to separate between ownership and stewardship. No. I don't know kama ushaisikia watu wakiongea gari inapita inapigishwa bumper ama pothole, unasikia mtu anasema kwani ya kuibiwa. Vile watu wasemaga nitamkimbisha kama baskeli ya kuibiwa. You know why? Because I don't mind hata ikivunja rim, because is not mine. So that thought is mine must be there, but is not mine to consume or destroy. And then it is not mine. That is the master's eye is on this. So I'll take care of it.
Wow.
Yeah.
And in relation to that, I really love the way you have explained it. I love the simplicity. No, mtu pale nje amelewa. Now, let me connect it because stewardship here, you have talked about that is paying the price. And let me bring this scenario probably in a church concept. Mimi nimekuja kanisa, nimekuwa entrusted to manage this and that and that. Now, that makes me a steward, right? And now in the aspect of mismanagement in church integrity, while you're experiencing that, is it that I've not paid the price for it, that's why I'm not a good steward?
That's what I'm saying. Now, one thing is that we mess. I know that. We are suffered. We keep on replacing things. One is not in stewardship or ownership.
Okay.
One is upbringing. You know, upbringing where you will mess things up and they get replaced. You know, somebody will do something, you know, their parents who are not there to take care. So there are people who are raised that way. Not only in church, they keep on paying. Hujaisikia watu wengine wafanya kazi kwa hoteli, hakuna mwezi yenye hajakatwa do. Because alivunja glasi, akavunja hii. Hawezi cut 30 days without messing something. What those kind of people should know from this your show is that one, they need to have that thing in their mind. This is my glass. This is my microphone. It does not have to be yours because you bought it. No, it can be yours because you are gifted. So take care of that gift. And then stewardship says at the end of the month or the end of the week, somebody will ask about it. And what will be their opinion about me? That's why this thing, I don't care what people say, should be assassinated from the mind of anybody who wants to keep what they own or keep what they have been given to be in charge of. When you are placed on people, you remember the story of the son of Solomon when he came into power, and then there were tug of war between the Judah now and Israel, and you know it was not separated. There was just Israel, all of them. But these guys are saying your father was so harsh on us. Why don't you legalize easy taxes? And the guy goes to his age mates and anasema waambie kidole yako kidogo is thicker than your father's thigh, so I will add punishment on you. And that brought a split between Judah and Israel. So there was a king of Israel and the king of Judah. It was very simple. This one would have said it is an honor, and that's what we lack. Even in the political, you know, leadership, you should know it's a privilege and honor that God has given you people to lead. So you are answerable, not only to the authority, but to the next generation to come. How will they judge you in what you do. So back to the local church, one of the things that lacks, apart from upbringing, it is lack of stewardship. Iyo kuchunga, kuchunga. There's a young boy, one of our full-time minister in church, his son picked a laptop wrongly. I saw like it anguka. And because he was coming from where we keep those things, so I called his name. I said, wewe, kuna biba laptop hivyo? Akasema pana, hii ni yangu. So in other words, anamaanisha si ile ya church. Nikamwambia juni yako ni lazima ubebe hivyo. So unaona sasa hiyo mindset, na ni mtoto anaweka juni yangu naweza ibeba venye nataka. You see, that's so what I was correcting now kwake ni kwamba you don't need to carry it wrong because it is yours. No, you need to take care of it. Actually, you take care of it more because it's yours. But mindset yake ni kwamba I can be good steward to other things or other people's things, but not mine. It is something that we need to process. This is mine. I normally say this to people who serve in church: nothing should break in your hands, or die in your hands. You must make sure you that we gave that mic, you have handed it over the same way it was. See, when it comes to your hand, that's when it's breaking.
Wow.
No.
I believe that people are learning something na kuna watu wanadungo mahali. And now let's bring the aspect of finance in the ministry and in the churches today. You've seen many cases of finance misuse in churches. And what I believe is the root cause. Is it that the person wako ile, I have nothing in my pocket, but I have been entrusted to manage it all. Is it that case?
Bring that question again.
We have seen that is many cases of financial misuse in the churches that we have today.
That is individual money or church money?
Church money.
Okay.
That is what we have seen is happening in many churches actually. Hata ukiangalia social media utaona hizo cases mingi. Now, is it that we have that aspect here? I as a person, I have nothing, but have been entrusted to manage it all.
Actually, let me tell you, it's a big concern that some churches now, they're almost going cashless. They're going to cashless offering, where you need to send money directly to the account because of some hands. And a friend of mine who told me they were watching. The lady did not know they have already set the CCTV camera.
Oh God.
We have CCTV camera in church 3 where my offering is being counted. And people who are counting offerings are not strangers. Because taking that which is not yours sounds sweet. The Bible says stolen waters are sweet. But that sweet water becomes bitter after some time. Faithfulness is the key. Now, that's why most of the time you find in some churches, especially mainstream churches, they choose a rich person to be the treasurer. Because one, they believe you not steal. And if you steal, you can pay back. But see, that should not be the case. It is, to me, one, when you're set to count the money in the church, one thing, that's the highest, one of the highest offices. God is entrusting you, or people, the leadership is entrusting you with God's money. That's what we call it. Offering is God's money. And in the days of Jesus, he had only one man whose docket or who had portfolio, The rest of the disciples were disciples. But there was a disciple called treasurer. There was no secretary, there was no chairman, but there was a treasurer. That's how important it was. But the treasurer decided to betray. So, I think, we cannot say that the person who misuses money is because they have no money. I lived with a girl in my office that I employed, I think the longest serving secretary, who became like an accountant and everything. Her name was Maureen. And I can tell you this, Maureen served me for 14 years before she got married and left. And we didn't lose a coin in our hands. Even if somebody came and left money. Because I hear, mtu akuja anaachia pastor envelope. Pastor akija hajui kama iko. You don't need to call me and tell me money has been set there. No. I had people who were sent to deposit money in the bank and then they misuse money. That girl, and God will bless her, that lady would walk from church, rescues, if she was not given transport to take money to the bank. She would not even say, what and hii tasema ni ya transport. No, she would trek to town, asimame kwa queue, bank, and then walk back. That, faithfulness is a choice. It's not that you have no money in your pocket or you don't have money in your pocket. No. People who wale waizi wengi ni wenye wako na pesa. So it's not that you don't have money so that you can have millions and you're stealing 2,000.
Yeah,
you have 200 million account and you're stealing 2,000. Yeah. So it's not an issue of either you have money or not. It's a heart of faithfulness. Yeah.
And you say that faithfulness is a choice, right?
Yes.
All right.
You choose to be faithful.
So viewers, you choose to be faithful today.
Yes.
And now let's bring this conversation pale chini now on that day-to-day person. And this will be my first question. What do you think many people are living on a paycheck to paycheck even when they're earning enough, and as we connect it to the aspect of stewardship?
Because they are fools. That's what the Bible says.
Okay.
So a man who cannot save is a fool. The Bible says, go to the ant and learn from them. Let me say this. What you should always come to your mind, never put here the amount that they told you they will pay you. All the time. This I learned the hard way.
Okay.
All the time. Reduce that amount with 30%.
Wow.
Non-negotiable. So if they say they're paying you 10,000, your salary is 7,000. Put that in your mind. So everything you're budgeting must be within that 7,000. That's the only way you can save. That's the only way you can be faithful in tithing. Yeah. When I get money, 10% is not mine. And the same with the rest 20. You see, how did Joseph save Egypt? He saved Egypt by saving what? 20% only for 7 years. If today you can save 20% for 7 years, after 7 years, your financial status will not be the same. Yeah. Just putting that money aside, make that 20 to be long-term plan. Long-term. You can make 10 long-term, you can make 20 short-term. But anytime you hear check to check, is because somebody did not value the principles of saving. Principles of savings is not in the amount of money. It is in the money. So it's not the amount. Either it's 1,000, yours is 700. So you don't have 300. Forget it. You don't have it. So how will I survive with these 70% that is remaining? You do that and everything has changed. So hand to mouth is the words of men who have misused their resources. Yeah. When, I'm not saying that, for example, I get to a place where money is over. I have to look for money. But the truth is, it's not totally over. It is a 70% that is over. Yeah. Ingine iko mahali imefichwa tu na haitatumika. And actually, whoever taught me that said, put it in a place where you cannot access it. Yeah. So that's the way issue. So mimi niko na 70. So kama tunapanga anything tupangie hii 70. That's where the school fees is. That's where rent is. That's where fuel is. That's where credit is. That's where food is. Yeah.
Wow.
That's it. Whoever does not save is a fool. I didn't say it. It's the Bible that says.
Wow, that's very wise. And I feel like if that is the case, the aspect of discipline, I don't know, should be involved.
When you are a man who lacks discipline, is a terrorist, but he does not terrorize people. He terrorizes his destiny. You blow, unarushaga mabomu kwa destiny yako. Because discipline is not just the heart of a soldier. No, discipline is the governor of life. When you lack discipline, and you see, discipline is in many areas. Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
I know that there are areas I'm not disciplined. I'm working on it every day. But I know there are some areas that I learned the hard way. I am so disciplined that I became a disciple in that area. So, na kama kuna area enye hawaskizaji because of the name of this show that you need to be disciplined in, it is in the area of finances. I learned it especially during COVID.
Okay.
Yeah. I never knew in this life a time will come when churches will be closed. There will be no offering. And the people who are giving offering are somehow indirect, demanding to be supported. And yet there's no money because it was spent. Yeah. You cut, you are caught by your size. That's what they say. Life is in phases and men are in sizes. So don't struggle to get into another man's size. Get disciplined to enjoy your size. And let me tell you something.
Yeah.
I've learned that, happiness is out of happenings, but joy is a product of inside up. You don't enjoy life because you have a lot of money. Actually, people don't dress smart because they dress expensively. There are people who dress expensively and they are not smart.
I agree.
Yeah. So this thing is not about ini design ya nani, ini ya nani. No. There are people who will go and get a designer shoe, but not from the shop you went to buy. And I'm going to tell people, there are things that are expensive because of the street where the shop is. If somebody is selling and this shop you're paying 100,000 a month and somebody else is 10,000, they will sell their products expensively. So you don't have to have it to enjoy.
I love that.
You just enjoy anyhow. Anyhow. Okay, I know some friends of mine will call me after this because almost everybody around me, they don't like my car.
Why?
Because it's an old car.
Okay.
I think in my circles, either spiritual circles, physical circles, among the sons of my father, among my people, including my own family.
Okay.
I'm the person driving the oldest car is KAH. But I was with it in Kisii. And I'm going to Kirigoya. to not Kirigoya, this town. I'll go with the same car. The same car I'm driving.
Okay.
Now, if you want me to drive, I tell them, if you want me to drive a new car, I know how. I know how to drive a new car. I'm not driving old because I cannot drive a new car. That I cannot drive automatic. Give it to me. I'll drive. But there are some important things that my money is doing now. Period. There are things that my money, and because I cannot use matatu, I'll still drive this old that I have. Then money will do this, which I think is important. And then when I'm done with it, I can get what you want. But there are some people who are under pressure. Do you know there's somebody who came and found me building my house? That time it was in the rental there. So ilikuwa imesimama. So akanipata hapo. He called me, where are you? Nikasema niko hapo. And he came, he told me, you know what? Me, I'm thinking, why don't you sell this plot and this house where it is? I said, for what? And then go get a brand new Prado. This money will be enough. Then rent a good apartment. People will respect you for that. I've never had such a foolish, how do you think like that? How? So the issue is, me, I'm happy in my old car. I am enjoying it. I'm going to drive after this show and put some music and then I will have fun. Mimi sipendi ma pressure. So hizo pressures za kufikiria, it's where we had mentioned, I think, I don't know if it's in this show or last time, we talked about 844 competition. If you compete with a number plate, you either a thief, because that's not even grace. No. So there is time for everything. So when we talk about that, pay or hand to mouth, check to check, wisdom of saving is lacking.
And I feel like that is the first step that one can use in becoming a steward in their own finances.
Yes.
And as we wind up, are there more that you can give us probably as we wind up?
Let me talk especially young people who are going to get employment.
Okay.
Try as much as you can to live with half going down.
Okay.
You will not work for more than 10 years. If you can get an employment like this, especially if you're working in a place you don't like, but they're giving you some money. There are places where you keep on being there because you like it. When you talk about like even some faces on TV, some of these people, the money they have, they are working because it's fun. So when you just get to a place and they said, let's say even 30,000, you're starting with 30,000, budget with 15. Yeah. You will not be a burden because you will not go to look for a house of 15,000. No, because you want to live, you want to be the neighbors of who. Do you know, people talk about I want to be a neighbor of somebody who is in his own house. You have rented next, but you want to be his neighbor. Then I'm wondering, what will this neighborhood inject into you? You know, so when you budget that way, you'll not be able to go for long. One, you will not impress somebody with the 50 that has remained because you don't have it. When you get a girlfriend, you don't need to take them to the hotels. You know, you want to take them, you have a plan. Here's some people who make a budget of 2 months to take their girls out. You know, why? Take them out to that place. Why? Out is outside. Get out of the house, see the moon. God told Abraham to come out and look at the stars. That was the outing enough. So you don't have to put yourself under pressure now. Immediately. And if I knew that, I would not be actually where I am. If I knew that what you're getting, live on half. The rest was nayo.
Out is out.
Out is outside. I trained my wife that way. We'll stay and I'll tell her, you know, it has been long since we went out. Yeah. So let's go out. Va jumper. Tunatoka nje. Mshika mkono tunaenda pale kwa jamaa wa mahindi. I have 10 shillings now. So buy a whole maize. That time was 5 bob. So get a whole maize out tunakatana. We just go somewhere kwa kahila hapo, we sit down. We just see human beings walking around, tuikula mahindi zetu. Tumetoka out. Unakunywa maji, unafusha and then you say, how was it? It was good. Kabriz kalikuwa kanapiga. Hakunipatia pressure. So sasa hizi tuwezi fanya hiyo, lakini we did it. It was out.
Yeah. Out was out.
Out is out. And going inside is in. So he's inting. The other one is outing. So whichever you want, it will work rather than going to Equity Bank. Mtu anakopa pesa kwa sababu ya kwenda out. It does not make sense.
All right. For obvious, remember, out is also stop giving yourself a pressure, especially when it comes to finances and for the young people who have been taught to live within your means. And as we wind up, according to you, if the church would fully embrace that is stewardship, what change do you think would happen globally if that was to happen?
Church will become a force that will be envied by the Babylonian system. Church will not become an entity where we wait. We will not be having these politicians come to us where they can give us something. We'll actually fund some political parties. If stewardship can come back. Stewardship is when we separate that which is for this and for that, and then people, men and women, are faithful to do so. Because one of the areas of stewardship is when we pray for people. That because God blesses the church through the members. But some members, when they are blessed, they disappear or they refuse to give the portion that was supposed to be given. So if faithfulness can come from private life, this is mine, I'm supposed to give 10% to the church, and I'll do it faithfully. Then the church also is faithful, take care of what has been given. Then we'll go places. Because we have places where members are faithful to give. Then the leadership is misusing what has been given. Then we have leaders who are faithful, but there's nothing to manage because members wali kufanyika wakora. So that there it goes.
All right. Yeah. And because our time is up, what final charge would you give to someone who is watching you or a believer out there? Briefly, yeah.
What will be said about you when the world comes to an end? Either it is you dead or, you know, what do they say about you? I think that should be the greatest concern. What people are saying about me now, I don't mind a lot. Like what will be said later. Good report to be said about you depends with how faithful you are with the little that you have been given. No matter how people try to trash a faithful servant will come out clean by the end of it because we are justified by what we do.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much for availing yourself for this episode. Asante. You have really learned a lot. Personally, I've learned a lot of things that I'm going to take to the bank, and I agree with your viewers, they have learned something. And for viewers, thank you so much for tuning in for today's episode of Money 101. This is where you get to talk about matters to do with money in the kingdom context, because we usually say money is one of the most mentioned things, but the least understood when it comes to the kingdom context. You can text us on 0799200100. Tuambie unatutazama ukiwa wapi, and what is that one thing that has stood out for you on today's episode. I'm Angela Kabete. Till next time, bye bye.
Well, sometimes it's unbearable. And we can choose to do the unthinkable.
Hapa Mungu anaweza saidia tu.
How about you try this instead?
You have been upgraded.
Here, burdens are lifted as soon as you step your feet on this holy ground.
You have been upgraded.
You are upgraded to wait upon and receive from God. Karibu Mizpah, your place of encounter with God.